Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Layton Brothers Mystery Room. Thanks for tuning in. We're going over the new statements with a fine-tooth comb, because there's more to this case than meets the eye, so let's take a look at it together. Let's go! Randleman, I called the emergency services after Mike told me to. After that, I was with one of the security guards the whole time waiting for the police. He was just my type, alright?
It's all the new information we have at this stage. I don't like that I mean, I guess because this is an older game, but I don't like that the one that's portrayed to like to cross-dress is also portrayed to be like super aggressive towards like men. They always do, you know, it's like a bad stereotype. So like, I guess it's a product of its time. Things are changing nowadays, very, very slowly, but yeah, I don't really like that. Anyways, that's all the new information we have at this stage.
So I can finally have a look at the storeroom then, can I?
The question really is whether Brewer committed suicide or was murdered. Let's see for ourselves, shall we?
Randall can do whatever he wants. Okay, he can dress however he wants. Why does he have to be portrayed as super aggressive? Why is he gotta be so aggressive, huh? Why are they always gonna portray them like that?
Did Brewer commit suicide, or was she murdered? We need to figure out which it was.
Right, well, where do we start then?
There are two pieces of evidence that led to Dredd's murder being pinned on Brewer. Firstly, the song request written in Brewer's handwriting, and secondly, the poison used to kill Dredd. I suggest we start by looking at both of them.
Oh, it sounds like a plan.
Now, I've added the storeroom to the crime scene reconstruction. Just tap the door in the studio to go in.
Oh, we've got more crime scenes to investigate. This is different. All right. A door in the studio. Okay, sounds simple enough.
Yes, so let's get started. Yes, start investigation. Start investigazione.
Ah, okay, we get to move to the next room.
That's exciting. That's exciting. Oh, wow. Wait, it was literally right in this next room? Right here? Unless it wasn't quite, it was like a short distance away. Maybe it's like a hallway leading between here and the storeroom, but okay, anyways. Okay, all right. Interesting, interesting. Wow. Oh no. Okay. A loudspeaker that continually plays whatever the station is broadcasting at the time. Dredd's last show would have been audible on it. A fax machine of the same type as that found in the recording studio. The fateful song request that Dredd received was sent from this very machine. If this, I think they did mention that it's a bit of a distance away, like very short distance away, rather than literally being in the next room. There's just no point in showing how it interconnects, but the way that it seems like it's set up, if she really were in the next room and doing all this, oh my god, that'd be terrible. Terrible self-implication. Yes, sent from this very machine. Great. A cheap, non-permanent ink pen on which Brewer's fingerprints have been identified. Brewer's fingerprints, okay. The original of the song request sheet faxed to Dredd during the show. A non-permanent ink was used and the handwriting has been identified as Brewer's. So the fact that it's non-permanent seems significant. They keep mentioning it, so keep that in mind. Sweets. A select of sweets that Brewer brought. Everyone has been unwrapped and nibbled. I wonder what that means. A cabinet stuffed full of old papers all filed by dates. Zoom on in. The dead body of Anice Brewer. Cause of death, poisoning. It's exactly the same poison as that found in Dredd's blood. There are no signs of external injury. The words Farad's sale. Oh, the commercial. The commercial, Farad's sale, are scrawled on the back of the victim's left hand. It's written in non-permanent ink, so must be fairly recent. Why? Something about the timing of the ad? Coffee in a paper cup that was purchased from a drinks machine inside the station. Traces of the poison that killed both Brewer and Dredd have been found inside. All right. Broken glass with traces of poison identified as the same substance that killed both victims. This was the container for the poison before it was smashed. All right, got it.
Okay, I'm all done. There's no question it's Brewer's handwriting on the song request sheet. And the poison's the same stuff that we used to kill Dredd without a shadow of a doubt. I can't deny it seems pretty likely that she did do him in.
It's too soon to draw any conclusions, Lucy. Personally, I find the broken glass container that contains the poison a little curious.
Why, that was bothering me too.
It looks like it was smashed with some considerable force. Its original shape is beyond recognition.
There's no saying what folk would do when there's unrequited love involved, Prof.
I dare say there is a good reason for it, yes. Anyway, let's see if there isn't any evidence to suggest foul play.
Why, let's have a look.
Find proof that it was murder! I find the green stains on the cabinet to be pretty weird, but okay, so it's poison. Murder, poison. Coffee, the note on the back of the hand, the speaker, the cabinet. The sweets seem kind of like a weird... I don't know, find proof that it was murder. This doesn't have any particular note about it, so... The note? Sale, scrawled on the back of the hand. What would that mean, though? What would that mean? The coffee? Oh, it's more obvious. It's more obvious. Wait, what? Evidence like that doesn't really tell us anything about whether it was murder or suicide. Whoops, okay. Just the poison bottle? Why was it smashed? Is it more obvious than I'm thinking? Okay, wait, what? The note? I'm getting lost, y'all. I'm getting lost. What would this mean?
Do you think this note she wrote on her hand might be a clue about something?
It's obviously something she'd only just written. I wonder what Farad's sale means. The thing. Radio show, commotion follows before it cuts to an ad break. This one. Okay, so why would that being written on the hand be evidence of murder?
Hey, Prof, remember the ad they played on the radio after what happened on the show? That's what it was. It was an advert for this big sale on at Farad's.
Ah, of course. Brewer must have heard of the advertisement and made a note of it on her hand.
That must be it.
Well, that would tell us something, wouldn't it? Like, she didn't see death coming, she had an accident, so she wrote it on her hand as she heard the sale when the show was ending, meaning she was still alive at the time, so then... she was like, oh, well, that sounds exciting. I love Farad's. I wanted to go to a sale, so she wasn't ready to die. Because she was like, I'm gonna go shopping.
Brewer must have been thinking she'd go to the Farad sale, and thinking it while she were in that room. So, I saw a little twinkle in her eye. She can't have had any clue that she were about to die then, can she?
No, she can't. Just to be sure, let's find out when else that I know they don't say advertisement, they say advertisement. that was one that I remembered. I forgot what else. A lot of different words get pronounced differently. Let's find out when else that advertisement was aired. It's just possible she made the note on another occasion.
I'll go and make the necessary inquiry straight away, Prof.
Oh, that was fast. Oh, damn, girl, that was so fast. 2 seconds. I didn't even blink. I didn't even breathe. How did you do that so quickly?
Because I'm amazing, obviously. Why would you even question it? I got the answer, Prof.
That was unbelievably quick, Lucy. Oh, okay, so he acknowledges how fast that was.
Aye, investigating's all about speed, I say. Anyway, it turns out that they were the very first time that ad had ever been aired.
Then it's undeniable. Brewer was murdered.
Was she an accomplice of the real killer then, do you think? Killed to shut her up or something?
What do you think?
Stop pulling this on me. You're like an annoying teacher. God damn it.
She wasn't an accomplice? Okay.
I don't think Brewer were in on it, actually. She's left the song request facts just lying about in full view, not to mention all them sweet rappers. She doesn't seem to have been that bothered, really. Not what you'd expect of a killer.
An excellent deduction. I couldn't agree more. There's too much evidence left behind in this room. If she'd known about the plan to kill Dredd, she would have been tidier. She wouldn't have wanted to get caught. In all likelihood, I imagine Dredd approached Brewer. He would have told her of his plans for a great practical joke and asked her to help him.
Aye, that makes sense.
Oh, that does make sense. Honestly, if you step back and look at the big picture, if it was a practical joke, she'd had to have been in on it. I can't speak. She'd had to have been in on it to send the facts, to cooperate with that. So, honestly, that makes sense.
That's why she was totally unfazed after hearing Dredd collapse and making notes about sales in the shops.
That too, damn girl. Exactly.
So, the real killer used Brewer without her even knowing it, to kill her absolute idol of all people.
Yes, a contemptible trick indeed, even for a murderer.
So who are it then? Who's behind all this?
I believe I know who it was.
Do you?
Yes, Brewer's killer and Dread's killer were one and the same. I expected you've also figured it out by now, haven't you, Lucy? So, who is the real culprit in this case? I still think that it's Randall, but no particular. I have no reasons to back it up. I still think it's Randall. Like there's just all these like wrong. Really? Okay. I don't think so, Lucy.
Oh, that's wrong, is it?
Yes, Brewer's killer and Dread's killer were one and the same. Who among the suspects had the time to commit both murders? The choice is extremely limited.
So, think again. Who was it?
Mike? Okay.
It must have been the director, Mike Debonair. He's the only one who could have been in the right place at the right time for both murders.
I agree. After Dread's feigned death, Holiday and Smith were together the entire time. Holiday and Smith were together the entire time. Man, the sound man, called for help from other members of staff to contact the emergency services. The only suspect who was on their own as events were unfolding is Debonair. Okay. I had no idea. That's okay. I'm being brought along for the ride. I don't mind.
So it were him then, without any question. Right, I'll go and get someone to bring him in.
He had like the least information on him, as like Randall. We also didn't know too much about Randall, but like there were still like suspicious little things they were sprinkling here and there, I guess, to be red herrings. But so we had like not a lot of information, but still like enough to be like, that's kind of weird, or wonder what's up with that. So yeah. Anyways, we had like no information about the director really, so I was not suspecting him even a little bit. Yes, there's no question that Debonair is the. Yes, there's no question that Debonair is the culprit. But still, there's one final piece of the puzzle missing. Every puzzle has an answer. Let's solve it together. Let's do it. Okay, so we're bringing him in. There's no question now that Debonair is responsible. That name is hard to say, along with other sounds. That Debonair is responsible for the deaths of Dread and Brewer. Let's get him. Let's do it. Okay. All right, game, take me on a ride. I'm gonna take you for a ride. Take me for a ride, game. Let's do it. I didn't even bother coming up with a voice for this guy. Whatever, throw away voice for now. It'll pop up. We'll do it. Dolly, I'm terribly sorry to have kept. Goodness, where's Dolly?
She's not here.
Oh, well, that's rather strange. She said she wanted to see me. What exactly did you tell this man, Lucy?
I know how dirty pig men work. I knew exactly what to say to get him rushing on in here. I just couldn't get hold of him. In the end, I had to resort to asking Miss Holiday if she'd help.
Oh, girl, thanks for backing us up, girl. Oh, that little minx. She doesn't know who she's messing with.
Allow me to
apologize, Mr. Debonair. I had no idea this had gone on. Oh, no, not at all. I can hardly blame you, lovely assistant. What's with all these disgusting directors and such, and actors? What is with all these disgusting men around in this game? After all, if a man allows himself to be duped, it's usually for a less than honorable reason. At least you're kind of self-aware, but ew, still. Anyway, I must be getting back.
Just a moment, please, Mr. Debonair. We actually do have a few questions we'd like to ask you.
Oh, well, it's not often that a pretty young girl wants to chat with an old fogey like me, so, why not? But it better be something important enough to warrant dragging me out of bed,
Well, it's,
Yes, this is an extremely serious matter. It seems you may well be responsible for the deaths of 2 innocent people, you see. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Who are you people exactly? I'm Inspector Layton, Serious Crime Division.
And I'm Lucy Baker, the inspector's assistant.
Well, goodness gracious me! I thought the police were supposed to protect the public, not trick them into false meetings and the like. And falsely accusing them of murder too! Dear. No formal accusations have yet been made, Mr. Debonair. However, the evidence we have strongly suggests that you are guilty. I see. Well, Sounds rather like I'm gonna need to stay then. That'll have to wait. Good. It's really in your best interests to cooperate with us, if only to prove your own innocence. This sounds rather like some kind of cruel joke.
You don't see us laughing, do you, Mr. Debonair?
Very well, Inspector, Layman. Layman, was it? Layton. It's Layton! Goodness, my apologies. Anyway, before I consent to helping you with your investigations, I have a couple of questions of my own. Really? Go ahead. This is what an officer involved in the investigation told me earlier on. He said it was the tea girl who poisoned Dwight, and she committed suicide immediately afterwards. Are you saying that's not the case? That this, officer was mistaken? Was the police mistaken in deciding that the tea lady was the killer? I guess yes, because we don't think that she is the killer. Yeah, there's some new evidence! Take that!
No, the tea lady weren't the one who killed Mr. Dredd.
So she was falsely accused. Dear, what an embarrassing mistake for you. The police do rather seem to have lost their edge these days, wouldn't you say?
We always get to the truth in the end, don't you worry.
There's only one truth! Of course. Well, if I might be so bold as to venture another question. I heard it was poison that killed poor Dwight. I wonder, what was the poison in? The poison that killed Dwight, so it was in the spill tea. Right, it was in the spill tea. Alright.
Mr. Dredd was killed by a lethal poison that was put in his tea.
Yes, that's what I'd heard. And remind me, if you will, who was it that brought Dwight the tea? I'm terribly forgetful these days. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the tea girl brought the tea. He's trying to lead us down a path, but we're not falling for your snaky winding path, mister.
It were a tea lady by the name of Anice Brewer who brought the drinks into the studio.
Ah, yes, of course, I remember now. A pretty young girl, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that's right. She brought the tea to Dwight. A tea laced with poison. We can't be sure that the tea already contained the poison at that point in time. Oh, is that so? Well, I'm intrigued. Do tell me then. When was the poison added? After the show was interrupted. Great. Directors always have that sweater. Stereotypical directors, rather, always have that pink sweater tied around them like that, huh?
The poison were added to the tea after the show had been interrupted.
Well, what an extraordinary idea! Dwight died while the show was still on air, yet the poison wasn't put in the cup until after that time. I don't wish to cause offense, Inspector Layton, but is your assistant a little, simple, perhaps? Screw loose?
Hey, I heard that!
And my name is Layton! Oh, I'm terribly sorry, how rude of me. No, Mr. Debonair, what Miss Baker said is absolutely right. The poison was added to the tea after the show was cut short and taken off the air. I'm sure I don't need to spell out to you what that means. Sorry to disappoint you, but you completely lost me. This is all rather too fanciful for an old chap like me. Very well, let's take a different tack. Why don't we talk about the wig? The wig? I assure you, advanced in years I may be, but this is all my own hair! Mr. Dredd's wig. Oh, I see. Yeah, Mr. Dwight's wig, not mine. Did you notice that the victim's wig had fallen off his head? As a matter of fact, I did, yes. I saw that dreadlocked mess fly off the poor man's head as he keeled over onto the floor. Okay, so there's already that inconsistency. That's very strange, because we have another witness's statement that completely contradicts what you say. According to that statement, here, the wig didn't fall off. Why would Mike say such blatant contradictions to what Dolly said? Because Dolly, of course, is going to talk about, like, what she saw during the broadcast. So, is he just that dumb that he's gonna slip up like, oh yeah, he drank the tea on air and his wig fell off on air? Or something? I don't know, man. Anyways, we're gonna have to nip this in the bud on the next episode. We're gonna have to end that here for today. Man, what's with all these creepy old guys? You know, I guess they make good creepy villains that you don't like, that you don't want to side with, you know. Excuse me. Very one-dimensional villains in this case. They all don't take Lucy seriously, and they only start like wising up when Layton says it, and that drives me insane. It drives me crazy. It's too real. Disrespect, man. The disrespect. Lucy, I stand with you, okay? I stand with you. Let's go. All right. See you next time. This is Axis. Over and out.